and welcome back to the Irish Hunting Podcast, the number one place for your hunting, fishing and country sports stories from around the world. Stick on the kettle, crack open a beer, put up the feet, relax and enjoy. Hello, and welcome back to episode 110 of the Irish Hunting Podcast. This week, it's Pheasant season special. Myself and Rob discuss how we got on the 1st of November, surrounded by family, friends, good food, plenty of shooting, and the importance of game and conservation clubs in our communities, and why we as hunters should strive to keep them alive. Enjoy this one, folks. So you have a drink there. Robert, we're back.
We are. Sorry I missed last week. I was flat out working.
We were flat out hunting, man. That's what we were doing. We hunted nearly most days last week. We were going to do a pre-season special, but we had the podcast with Dave Dunn that came out. And then we were getting ready for, obviously, the first. How are you keeping anyway first?
I'm good.
Almost.
Very good.
Good.
I've had a good season so far, and it's not over. You sent me a message here. Just write down all the things that you've hunted and shot this year. And when I start putting it on paper, we had a super year. Super year.
And it's, as you say, it's not over yet.
No.
It's only the start of. It's a beautiful morning here in County Kildare, and we had a beautiful open day.
And I have to say a big thank you for inviting me out. It was brilliant. The atmosphere, everything.
Yeah, it was one day. This has been probably my fucking dream, I think, since I started in the club, was to get it to a point where everyone was getting a shot, everyone was enjoying their hunting, and the work, because it's like fucking pre-season training, man. Like, you see all the work and all, and it does get kind of laborious, and you feel like sometimes you're fucking at people all the time, asking them to do things, and can you do this, can you do that, and then you feel like a bit of a fucking headmaster, and you start saying, these lads think I'm a fucking idiot, asking all this. But the culmination of it probably was Saturday of the last 4 or 5 years, do you know what I mean?
And what a day, because
it was epic.
Yeah.
It was epic.
How many birds did you put out?
I think we've between what we bought in and reared ourselves, we've over 350, but we've on the ground released so far, there's about 220, 230.
Yeah, well, it showed on the day.
Yeah.
Everyone in our group got a
shot.
Got a shot.
It was brilliant. And like, it's the morning, like, it's kind of made it a traditional thing, we go back for a bit of breakfast, which we'll speak about in a minute. Obviously, we have to give a huge shout out to my mum in particular, and Avril as well for giving a dig out. But my mum, she lives for these kind of occasions, and so it was brilliant to see.
Can I just speak on the breakfast?
Go on. The breakfast.
I needed a power nap after.
I know.
It was beautiful, but I was struggling.
I know.
Sean, my little Sean.
He polished it.
Not a problem to him.
Yeah.
I was looking at him, where are you putting that?
That's why I said to him, do you like the breakfast, Sean? Yeah, yes, what I said.
Yeah. I looked away at one
flowers
stage.
in the plate were gone.
I thought I had all the chips. I looked away, I was talking to your dad, I looked back down and my plate had chips on it again.
That's an amateur mistake, man. If you look away for too long at the table in the Grogans, when you get, you have to look around the table, man. There's none of us exactly shrinking. So
and Dillo next to me, you swear you've never been fed before.
Yeah, it was brilliant. So we started off, we met in my house, and we tipped on over
your mum and dad's.
We had a quick coffee, a bit of a pre-kick-off chat, and then over to mum and dad's. We all loaded up, and in true our style anyway, we had a plan probably the week before and just scrapped it, because, well, for the groups and trying to keep kids, all my kids came out with us, and same as yours, so trying to keep lads safe and distance-wise, and then obviously we wanted to bring it up to the girls were having the breakfast ready at 10:30, 11 o'clock. So
Yeah.
we wanted to try and program it all. So we kept on the left hand side of our little spot for the first part.
Yeah.
We weren't in the field too long, and
I got people sending in messages and stuff about I was hemming and hawing about bringing out Sean's dog because it actually just turned a year that week. I'm putting game under it that early and all this sort of jazz, but he flushed the bird straight away and I managed to shoot it. I didn't recover that bird.
yeah,
It went down but ran, and me and you went back up and checked that area with 2 dogs. Couldn't find it.
yeah. And funny enough, we brought them back up, and the both dogs went ballistic in the area it was shot.
Yeah.
But we think there was a bit of kind of that yellowy bush that grows in the bog, kind of.
Of course.
Yeah, but that prickly one, the one
Yeah.
that tears the hand off you. I must get the name of that, man. It's terrible. I should know it. Born and reared in it. There's a bit of it over there. Look,
That's gorse. I'd call that heather or gorse. Not heather, gorse.
is that gorse?
Yeah, with the yellow flower in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought gorse was the kind of the reedy stuff. Anyway, that's another bit of it there. I love it. It's just be stuck in my hands all the time. But yeah, they went ballistic in that area, and they covered every inch of it. But I'd say we were actually beside the river as well, so they could have just dipped down beside the river, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we're off to a great start. That was literally, and just after you shot that one, I was actually ringing you to see if you needed another dog over there that time, but you were obviously too busy looking for the dog or looking for the bird, because we were hunting in the field next to you, and we flushed another pheasant right behind, just as I was on the phone. But I went out the back, and it wasn't a safe shot. Someone was pulling it, but yes, that was like 2 birds within
5 minutes.
5
not
minutes.
even.
Yeah. And we'd actually flushed a hen just on the reedy part on the way into that field. So
And on that, you must have put out a good few hens.
a lot of hens, dude. Yeah, like in that area, just in that area of the club, I've put out 20, 25 hens there, all in that area, and that's been continuous over the last couple of years. I've been putting 3s and 4s and 5s, you know what I mean, hens. But this year, because of the amount we've bred, and in fairness, Ed McAvoy gave me a few extra hens this year, which was fantastic. We love to see them here because it helps hold a few cocks. It really does.
I was just going to say, what's the reason for it for anyone who doesn't know? Yeah.
Just holds the cocks better, we're finding. And obviously then we're seeing, I know actually there was one comment on the Facebook that one of the guys had his trail cameras up where we hunt, and he hasn't seen clutch, but we've actually, 2 of our members have actually seen 2 clutches this year, which is, we seen 1 clutch last year, but we've seen 2 clutches this year. So it was, and that means that it's working, you know. The more you know,
Great to see it. Sure, if you weren't doing it,
that's the
there'd be
thing.
no birds in the area.
Exactly, you know, and we're trying. I tried to put up a post on the community engagement group. They let me put up the one where we're doing a bit of fundraising, but I just put up a little thing, made a little picture. You know, have you seen a pheasant in your area? If you have, you've one of the local gun clubs to thank, either
You're welcome.
myself, yeah, it's probably just a little bit of positive reinforcement. It's not a case of we're not trying to ram it down anyone's neck, but if people like what we're after hearing this morning and a cock crowing in the distance, and you like seeing a lovely pheasant going by, that's, you know, it's the hard work of the gun club members, you know, and that's just the simple fact of it. So, but yeah, we started and like that. You took a lovely video of us walking up the lane first off.
I did,
and the whole crew of us.
because I was chatting away, and then when I seen it's all your family, all kids, your dad, your brother, all family. I just thought, how many more years of this are you going to have?
Yeah.
I have to stop now and take a video of this.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
And I didn't realise all your kids were going out.
Yeah.
Not a bother to them all.
Yeah, they come out. It's one of the things every year. I've been doing it since I've pictures there of Dylan when he was 5 or 6 coming in with a pheasant, you know. And I've been doing it ever since. I've just been bringing, because I can't leave one behind, you know. Maisie obviously is next, but she won't be for another year or 2. But well, it'll be a job stopping her next year. But yeah, look, that whole thing there, that probably encapsulates it. That's what I've kind of, without getting soppy about, man, but that's kind of what I dreamt about the last couple of years. You know, my brother, my father, all my kids, my mate, all kind of hunting together, and I didn't actually, I said, like, I didn't necessarily care if I shot a bird or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't really about that for me. It was about getting, like, because the father and the brother put a good bit of work into the club as well. Just get them a little bit of a reward for that as well. And look, and you won't admit it and you won't concede it, but you've obviously been a huge part of it as well, giving me a dig out throughout the year and with all the stuff we do. So, and sure, look, it's a small bit to give back, but yeah, and obviously some of us made a bit more of an effort on the morning dressing up.
I didn't know where you were going there. Yeah, so for anyone who didn't see the pictures, this lad decided to turn up in shirt and tie and waistcoat and cap, little paddy cap, which he gave to Sean later on in the pub because Sean just kept on staring at it. Oh, that's a nice hat. Can I try on your hat? So he ended up giving it to Sean. But for all the slagging and banter, you actually looked well.
I know, man. I'm going to start a trend. My next part of the dream is we'll get everyone in a nice linen shirt, or what is it, the linen shirt? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice linen shirt. Maybe not the tie. You know, only one
Lord
man.
Mayor
Only one man can rock a tie. But yeah, no, it was a bit of crack and a bit of banter. And when I showed up at the home place, I got a bit of slagging. But sure, I'm well able for it. But the one of the reasons and the importance of this particular podcast is, and this is for people who don't, what would you say? And there is, the other side of this is there's huge amount of politics in clubs around the country, in federations around the country and all that kind of stuff, right? And I understand that. This is across all the different organisations. It's not just, I'm in the NRGC and there's other organisations, Country Sports and IFA and so on. There's huge politics in all of them, so it's no different. But it's my opinion that, because people say the benefit of the organisations or whatever or not, this is it. It's to culminate, like if you go out there on Saturday morning, because I've seen it the other way, where we were only rearing 30, 40 birds, or not even rearing, just releasing adult birds, and I could go a whole season without shooting a bird, you know? And I've done that for many a year, you know? And the benefit of having a club, the insurance aspect, the community aspect, we can get together, raise a few bob, because we're a reputable organisation. You know, you're affiliated to one of the organisations. You can, you know, reap the what would you say, the advertisement benefit of being part of that. You know, we're part of that. You can say to your farmers, you know, here's my card. You're issued your insurance card. Everything's above board, and you know, you're not fucking lads that are going to just, you know, tear on. And the other side of it is, if there was no clubs there'd be no birds, you know?
Yeah, now from my viewpoint on it, because I'm not in that club, I would have always been, I wanted to hunt by myself, and I was always insured now, but never wanted to be part of a club. However, right, in the last while, I really do see the benefits of it.
Yeah.
Like the community aspect of it, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like that was very good. That was probably my best opening day ever. Not even from, I stopped shooting after that bird.
I know you've shot probably more by 10 o'clock in one than you shoot all season in our club. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I also know that if I don't join a club and jump in and give a dig out, there mightn't be a sport for my own child who is crazy into field sports.
Yeah.
So I really do see the benefits of a club.
Yeah, and that's probably what we're trying to get at there. You know, like, it's, regardless, I'm not telling anyone to join this organisation over that. They all have very, very good benefits. The most important one is being part of one in the first place, but being insured and of a reputable nature. You know, because if you're part, and I'm not saying everyone is not a rogue, and there's always rogues in everything, but like like you see Nolly there on Saturday morning. You know, Nolly's the eldest member of our club, you know. He's the honorary president, we call him, you know, and head gamekeeper. And he came for breakfast with Connor as well. And you've two ends of the spectrum.
Well able to hold his own in a bit of slagging.
Oh, gee, you'd be doing well to get one off. And that continued well into the night. But, yeah, and that's it. Like, Connor, another shout out to Connor. Connor's joined the club only the last couple of years. He's a carpenter by trade. He helps us do the owl boxes. He helps hugely around the club. He's got into. He's now starting to do a bit of rifle shooting with foxes and stuff. And like I've known Connor. Connor's coming in our house since he was in Nipper. He's one of the brother's friends, you know. And we're hugely proud of him for various reasons in the club. And again, to have him there with Nolly, like he went out religiously with Nolly in the Open now for the last couple of years. So the two boys team up and then came back for breakfast, and he's one part of our house at home with my mum and stuff as well. So like it's huge, that whole thing, do you know? That's what people are missing out on if they don't have that club or that community atmosphere. And again, if you're going out, if you're not in a club and you're not rearing birds and you're shooting birds, if there's wild birds, loads of wild birds in your area, you're blessed, but you're probably shooting somebody else's hard work. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just the be all end all of it, you know?
I just think that you don't know what you don't know. So
Yeah.
I was ignorant of the fact of the community aspect of it all until I seen it and experienced it. And the breakfast, man. But genuinely, you're missing a trick if you're not in a club.
Yeah.
I think. And I would push the young lad into a club instead of doing what I normally do.
Yeah. Look, because it's getting less and less. Like, there's less shooting for all of us. And when I'm going into farmers now and trying to get little bits of land into the club, say land changes ownership or something, and you approach them, you can put your card on the table and say, look, I'm part of this organisation. I'm fully insured. Our club has been here for we've got emblems on our signs now, and a logo on our jumpers and t-shirts and stuff. So people are starting to, that's the lads from Derry. That's their club, So it's no different than county colours, or club colours. You're trying to ingrain yourself as part of the community, and I think that's my job as a chairman, is trying to make this club integral to, be it the social aspect. Like, we all went back afterwards, we'll talk about, and we had presentations and stuff. So it's not just, that opening morning or whatever. And I would strongly say to people, like, if you can, have a focal point, like a couple of houses that you all go back to and have the bit of slagging. It's all part of it. Like, did you get one? No, I didn't. Jesus, I have one. Like Dilla was top of the pops because he...
I was just going to say, so the slagging, it changed throughout the day, because at one stage Dylan was leading the longest tail.
Yeah.
And then your dad shot one slightly longer.
So and it was just about half an inch.
I actually went back to the van with the two of them and measured. And I came back to Dylan. He has you pipped.
Yeah. So then the mood changes. Then you see something perking up again. And there was, like, the really nice thing that I liked about it was, like, we went in, so Dylan got off to a nice start, obviously. He was actually, where was he when he shot his... Myself, him and my dad, we kind of went down the lane. So you were after shooting your one first.
We went into the beet field, pushed hen straight away in the beet field. And for anyone who sent in messages about the dog being too close, too much control, when at the start, I was a little bit nervous, if I'm being honest, because it was his first time on live game, and he was a little bit tight to me, right? But when he picked up the scent, the live game, and started to hunt,
you'd pull out.
He was at grand distance.
Yeah.
So yeah, he worked really well. Then he flushed a cock that Connor. Is it Connor?
Sean
shot.
Yes.
That was his very, very first pheasant. Yeah. And I was delighted for him.
So Sean his first clay shoot was, he's only have to get in the gun this year. He's 16. He's first competition obviously was the clay shoot with us, and he's mad into it, So the brother asked could he come out, and we said could we get him on a board, and just it was lost to me because there was so much happened that day, because I was trying to, but afterwards I was thinking, like, how special that was for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was
16.
over the moon with himself.
So, like, it's fantastic. He shot one, and we heard that going off, and then we were actually coming back up, and there was a pheasant out in the field, So I went one field. There's a little bit of we call it a toker. It's a little bit of a run for the farmer up between a couple of fields, like but it's all overgrown now. It's all it used to be years and years and years ago would have been used as a kind of a roadway into one of the fields, but they were bought up by different farmers. So it's kind of now overgrown. So my dad stayed in the middle. He got the raw deal in the middle, and I went through a ditch out onto the far field in case it broke on that side, and Dylan went out into the other field, and Millie was going between, and I could, she gives, you said it, she's a great indicator once she's on the scent, and she starts she goes really low to the ground and window wiper tail, and I was trying to say get ready, and just as that, Millie dived in, pushed the bird to Dylan's side, bang, one shot down, and Millie went straight out with a retrieve. But as you'll see, I think in some of the videos, she retrieves straight back to me. So she's no interest in giving the bird to anyone else. So she had to make her way the whole way along. I got a little video of the gate. The bird nearly bigger than her, coming back, trying to get her through the gate to come back to me, and Dylan running after her. He thought she was running away. So yeah, we were off to, that was 3 birds by 10 o'clock. So we were halfway to a full house. So then you guys, there was a little bit of confusion, as there normally is with my father, decided to go, we had to go and pick him up. We wanted to hunt 2 last fields before the 10:30 break, with about 20 minutes, half an hour. Yeah. So we went up one field. We threw up nothing in that field, I don't think. The 2 fields there across from Terrace. Don't think nothing come up there.
No. A hen pheasant. Pheasant. Millie, it was right under your feet.
Under my feet, yeah. So hen in that one. And so then we said, my father said, go back up and get the jeeps and so we can collect me here.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of discussion. We had 20 minutes left whether we go over to the next lane, and I kind of wanted to keep that till after the break because we had a nice run there. So I said to Keith, sure, look, we'll go up here down to the beach field. We'll do the other one on the right, and we'll see can we get him on one. So what I did was I set, Keith was on one side, set one of the kids as a beater in between Sean, another kid, me, and we pushed up along,
And it's the only way to do it.
It is.
To put pressure on the game, because other than that, they're just running.
Always.
Yeah, one man with a dog isn't going to do it.
No. And it was lift. I had said, "Now lads, be ready here, yeah." But I don't think the lads were expecting, because I knew what birds I'd put out, and there's always a few there's a few overrun from last year there. So, but literally 15 birds got out at there was 7 or 8 hens, and I'd spread these hens out fucking all through the 2 or 3 different lanes, but there's loads of good cover, and that's the benefit of having good cover there,
Yeah.
So the big thing, I suppose, for next year is to try and get, and I'm going to do a little bit of work on this. There is incentives there from the NARGC, I know, probably in the other organisations as well, for cover crop for farmers. They get paid per hectare if you put down cover crop. So a lot of farmers might have a bit of scrap land that's, so it's a way they can get through, and the NARGC subsidise the game crop, so you can actually give it to them. What I'm hoping to do is, if I can buy it through our club, fund it so it doesn't cost the farmer, then we can get subsidised off it for some of that money off the NARGC, and then the farmer would let us plant it, and they get the benefit of having to get a few bob out of it. I think I think it's €900 per hectare or something like that.
That's not bad.
It's decent, I think.
You had a bit of wasteland.
Yeah. And don't quote me on that. I'm going to find out more details. I'm going to try and put it up. So I'm going to be talking to Pork Breen, I think is the man I'm going to talk to on that. I want to try and put a leaflet together, do it properly, and approach some of the farmers and say, look, will you be interested in this? Our club here. So we're raising a few bob in the club, and then if I can speculate, 500-600 quid of that for a year,
yeah.
So that's what we're hoping to do. And then, so I brought Keith back down, and just at the end, 15, 20 hens, a couple of cocks broke, but it was near impossible, man, because there was birds going everywhere. So we didn't take a pop at the. Keith didn't get a pop at it. I could have had a shot, but again, I was trying to get him on that one. So we followed on where they broke, and as we were coming back, I knew Millie was starting to hunt, and we're actually getting over a ditch, and Keith had just broke his gun, and literally I just said, watch, and just literally that out of the ditch, up a cock got beautifully, and Keith had a pop there but just missed. But Millie was taken off after it, and we're going to talk about this in our next podcast. She's pushing after the game, stopped in her tracks. I said, what is after happening here? She pegged the hen just in a bit of cover, so the cock was there beside the hen, and she brought the hen back out to me. So what can I do, you know? So there's unfortunately one of my hens, she pegged it, so nothing I could do. I can't really give out to her either, you know. But so yeah, that was so we had a bit of cursing and stuff like that back up. Oh jeez, you know, a bit of slagging, and we made it back. Then he was already sitting down because I think my dad was getting a bit hungry.
Yeah, he was getting hungry.
Yeah.
So we all loaded up into the van, pushed ourselves in, made our way down. We were near finished breakfast by the time you came back.
So yeah, we had the breakfast and a couple of cups of tea and made the plan for out. And again, we went up the next lane, pulled in where the uncle's has a bit of ground there. And with that, you could see there was a couple of birds on the ground out in that. So I was beckoning my father and Keith to get out of the car. They were looking at me and said, what is this, lad? I said, well, yes, come on. Get them over the fence, put the two of them either side of a bit of cover, set Millie in. And with that, bird broke, Keith pulled, I think, missed, and my father let it out. First bang out a new shotgun, and clipped it. And
hit it nice as well.
Hit it nice, yeah.
I like a shotgun.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
It's really nice. It's not too heavy or anything.
No.
I was worried that it'd be a little bit too heavy.
Two beautiful guns the boys have there.
Yeah.
Both Berettas. Yeah.
And then he was chuffed with himself. He knew it was slightly longer than Dillo's. So when he started straight away. Yeah. I have it in the bag.
And that's brilliant. So you're starting now a bit of crack. So yeah, we went down then the other uncle's ground, the far side now. We went down the long lane. There was a couple of duck get up that side, no?
Yeah, earlier, before breakfast, about 7 or 8 duck got up. But no one, we just left them off.
Yeah. There was a good bit of heavy rain there, so it's holding a little bit of water. It always does there, and it scatters them out well. But it's always good for a few duck down there.
Yeah.
I actually put up 2 Friday evening there, same, and a mallard. But yeah, went down to the end of that lane, turned back. Then we hunted myself, Dylan, Sean, and Keith. Dylan was a cute fucker, man. That wood, the small wood, it is an animal of a wood. To hunt because it's thick briar. I mean, now cover is an understatement. So like even the dog, it's just barbaric. So the dog she'll come behind me, man, and she's not. She wouldn't be afraid of a bit of cover, but it's horrendous cover in there. So, but
I was looking at the forestry block going, that's only a small forest. What's taking these so long? And then when Dillo came up, I knew. I said, bet you stayed on the far right-hand side. And he goes, I did.
He did. Yeah, because I nailed him before. Myself and him went up the middle of that before, and he remembered it. And he wasn't not loving her money. Keith hadn't, and Sean hadn't. So I said, right, boys, we're going to have to spread out here. So Keith was on the right. Dylan was on the lovely cover right up long. And then Dylan was like a spotter. He said, there's a bird after breaking here, and he's about to run it into the end of the cover. So with that, he was on Keith's side. So I was trying to get Keith to go to the end of the wood, and I was going to push it and he could get a clip on the outside because it's hard enough to get a shot in there. But he couldn't hear me. He was over there and he was cursing and trying to make way through cover. So anyway, the dog got on the scent, and there was a bit of a drain that cuts through over into the next field, and the dog was hunting like mad. And I said, this is after run the drain here. So we came back out, so we had to come back up that cover.
Now, you were bollocks when he was carrying.
Oh man, that was tough. That
Yeah.
near broke, and poor old Shawnee, that nearly broke him, man, because I had to tell him, I'm sorry, buddy, there's no way only to go back to where we came. So, yeah, we went back and we went into, myself and Keith actually hunted that drain when we went to the next field, remember?
Yeah.
And like that, the minute Millie went on, she nose to the ground, and I was on one side of the drain, Keith was on the far side, and there was only a couple of little sparse bushes on his side, but she was hunting like fuck. And with that, man, she was doubling back towards me, but she wasn't going any. And when she looked over, or when I looked over, I could see the tail feathers just sticking out from behind the bush. Where now, man, he was behind a little branch, you know, like if. So I sent Millie in. I said, keep watching out. Sent Millie in over the water, because he was obviously just jumping through the water, and that's where the dog was getting a bit lost. Straight across, pushed up the board, bang. He clipped it. I was delighted, you know.
But that's the pressure off. No, there was no pressure on you at the start.
No, but you kind of feel, you know.
You do feel.
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. What do you mean by that now?
Should I put you on more there?
Yeah, will you stop? I knew there was a little bit of a dig in there somewhere. But yeah, no, look, that is, for me, that morning, that was what it was about. So I didn't care less then after that, you know. So Keith had his bird. You got a lovely picture actually, was coming back, and he had it delighted.
Not a tail on it.
Not a tail on it. I think he blew the tail off it. But anyway, look, it didn't matter. It's a bird on the board, and that was. Yeah, we're walking back up the drain, and I could hear the two boys saying, "No, that's everyone knew with a bird. That's great. It was every man for himself there." And I was looking over. Oh, is it really? But we hunted into a farm we do a lot of fox shooting for, and we weren't in the field 20 minutes, and the jeep came in the gate, and I said, "Oh Jesus, man," because we were keeping. There's two fields. We were keeping inside where the sheep wasn't. You know, we were hunting that side, and I said, "Oh Jesus." He might be thinking we're somebody else. So anyway, he got to my father first. It turned out that one of the locals there, who has a Springer Spaniel,
that arrived in next to us where your dad shot.
Yes.
Right? And Keith and all was saying, "Rob, do you have your dog?" "I do." "No, but your dog's back there." "No." Like, I seen a third Springer.
Yeah.
And he, not a bother on him, hunting away.
Hunting away, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but his owner is not a hunter or anything, you know, but his owner I met coming up the lane, and the farmer actually came into the field to say that the dog was out chasing sheep, you know, and has been a little bit, I'd say it's wired, you know, because this is a working dog.
Bred into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is mad what comes out in different breeds of
automatically,
dogs.
you know. But but it turned out because and here's again the benefit of being in the club. One of your neighbours, the far lane, rang me to see did I know who owned the Springer, because they thought it was a hunting dog. I was able to bring the lads, and no, it's none of ours. And then when the farmer came in and told me he was on the lookout for a Springer, we were able to tell him one of the other neighbours has it, you know. So
we actually met the owner coming back down the lane.
Yes.
Later on that day, and he goes, "Oh, he'd be very timid now. He wouldn't be up to any hunting, or he'd be afraid." I was just, "Buddy, he's had to been hunting away with us there for a half hour."
Yeah, because he actually said, I think he heard a few shots and he got scared.
Yeah, that's what
he
he
was
said.
not. He heard a few shots and he was coming over. Why is this? Let me in this action, man. These boys are out here having a great fun. And we skipped it actually. A beautiful cock came out of them reeds where you shot your snipe.
Oh, it did, yeah.
On Dylan's side. And in fairness, Dylan was letting it run because Key hadn't shot.
Yeah.
But Dylan he could have shot that.
He could have, yeah.
But that was a beauty. I actually went in after the wood after that, into the Badlands. Went straight down to my knees, 2 wet feet.
You came out coursing and blinding.
But yeah, soldier on. And then, so anyway, that bit of drama over. I was coming towards the end of the field to hop into, there's another small little wood. And my outfit was behind me, and he was chattering away to me. And he said, "Look, there's where they drill the wells." He was telling me where the crowd would drill the wells. And I had no interest because Millie had started to hunt. And I was dismissing him. I was like, and I was looking at Millie. And he said, "There, look, there." He started to get tick with me. So I had to turn around and was, there. And with that, cock broke. And I cursed. I said, fucking, I'm out there hunting here all morning. These fuckers have to put them on a board. And he won't even let me have a fucking board. I was giving out to myself, you know. But anyway, in we went into that field, and Keith went up along the drain side. And we were all kind of hunting the line across it was a bit of scrub ground, you know, there's a lot of reeds and stuff in it. And with that, a cock got up through the trees, and I could see him. There was a break between two of the trees, and he broke from my right to the left. I swung around, and I had him on in between the gap, and just let him come through the second bush. Because my father, actually, I seen my father pulling up the gun. He thought I wasn't going to shoot.
I thought, he's letting that out a bit.
Yeah.
Because you took your time.
Yeah. I did. It was on purpose. Because I would have had to shoot at it through the gap. So I let it come through the second one. I could see it coming through the branches, and I just pulled in front of it and clipped it. And then a lovely bird, man.
I think you had that tied down up there somewhere.
It was a beauty, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and I shout over, "Come on, Keith."
Yeah.
You were like, "What did you say?" Keith, not shoot that. You didn't shoot that.
I had that in the video, actually. The video of Billy retrieving. Yeah, I said, "What are you saying?"
Yeah.
But yeah, and we had a bit of crack then, because obviously the weight of the bird. It was a phenomenal bird. It was one last
really long tail.
It was a really long tail. We'll get into that now in a second. But yeah, so really long tail, and then obviously the crack started then, because obviously I had the longest tail then, and I said to I put it in me pouch, or you put it in my pouch, my game pouch behind my back, and
Make sure I left that tail sticking out.
It was. I got some nice. And Dylan was coming over beside me, and I stopped him and pushed him in the air. Watch yourself. He said, What's wrong? You'll take your eye out with that tail, man.
Oh, you caught him lovely.
I caught him lovely the second time. Go on.
I tell you what, we were going through a bit of a wood, and there was a couple of ditches, and next to that, Anto was in a ditch, and he goes, Dillo, give us a hand here. Put down your hand. So two of his locked hands, and he went, "Fucking weight of this bird."
It was more like a puddling out in the ditch, you know. He was looking at me, "What is wrong with it?" I said, "Put him in, give us a hand, will you? Give us a hand." And he said, "What?" I said, "Fucking hell." And I put out the hand, and the outfit swung. The outfit was going to say it to him, "Don't get caught." You know, he knew straight away what I was at. And so that was a bit of slagging. We made our way back to recover. We got a lovely photo of the four boys coming up.
Yeah.
And Shauno, in fairness to him, got a smasher of a photo.
Yeah, he only took one picture, and
it was the picture. Yeah. Picture of the day. So we kind of called it at that. We said we'd go up for a refreshment. Yeah. And no better spot than Roach's. We went up and had
throw fire on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too wet. I was going to take off the rubber boot and dry it out beside the fire, but no, we sat there for an hour and a half, had a few pints, bit of crack, and then got ready to go back up again.
I left you off, but I was getting regular updates.
Yeah,
how it was going.
Yeah, so it was, and the Pat Healy, huge again. Pat has donated since we started this 4 or 5 years ago now, getting the club back in the pub. Donates 2 trophies, sponsors 2 trophies for longest tail and second longest tail, and then this year he got Foxy's nicest bird, you know, and his it's like a pigeon with a plaque, so it's and a lovely commemorative plaque to Noli for his hard work, you know,
which I thought was lovely.
It was fucking beautiful. So we did that. We brought the birds in for measurement. There was a little bit of to and froing, and anyway,
who won?
I won, but so I got my longest bird finally.
Because you sent me pictures of all the contenders, and I was going, "Oh man."
One of them had a neck like a giraffe. That's all I'm going to say now, man. Right? That's all I'm going to say about that one. But anyway, it was in the end a quarter of an inch was on. Technicality, I'd say probably 2 inches, but anyway, a quarter of an inch was enough to win us, so grand. It was happy days. Look, and then the uncle and Kieran got second. They were hunting together, which was a nice moment as well. And it went off like a dream, you know. Brilliant. Yeah. Bit of food, bit of crack. We were shattered, man.
Yeah. Look, it was the best opening day for me, and you know what really rammed it home for me was Dillo said, this year it felt like we were all hunted, not
Yeah.
just walking around.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he didn't, past years, the birds weren't there.
Yeah.
So,
Now, he said exactly that to me on the way home, right? He said that to me, and I just said to him, absolutely, I'm delighted, because this is the turning point, or should be for you, yeah? Because I said, I have walked for 20 years now, you know what I'm saying, with no birds, you know? So I've seen it the other way. And I said, this is the culmination of 5-6 years now of what we've been doing. And I said, it's now up to you, man. Do you know?
yeah.
You know, if you want to have more days like this, then you have to do more of the work that we've been doing. So,
And he actually called out to the house there during the week, and he said something along those lines that you told me what you had said.
yeah,
But then he sort of said
reiterated,
something
yeah.
along those lines. So it is sinking in.
Yeah. And look, when I was 20, did I?
Not
I
a little bit.
wanted no more work than I was doing during the week. My bit of hunting was my bit of relief, you know, and I didn't really care because I had a bad dog. I was probably going and a bad trainer in me and a bad shot to boot. So all them things, but and bad hunting ground as well. You know, we just didn't have the birds that we have now. So, but yeah. So that's the benefit of it,
Thank
man.
you very much for inviting us out. Well, one last thing. Anyone who's bringing a young lad out shooting, don't rush them into shooting over live game, because even though they might be good at clays, they might be around it a lot, live game is a different story. They get all sorts of antsy and excited, which
Yeah.
can lead to a little bit of danger. It could happen to me. I get
Yeah,
very
yeah,
excited.
yeah.
So just
Yeah, be careful.
judge
Because
it yourself. Just because
Yeah.
they're all the same age doesn't mean that they're all of the same maturity.
I think probably on a review of I know what you're talking about, and like that, it's the ground. I would say plays a bit of a part. You know, in other words, you can introduce them on a nice piece of ground. You know, where they don't have to be worrying about
Different things.
different
around.
things. Yeah, exactly. You know, so and you can see your dog properly, all those type of things. So just it's one of them things. Look, it comes to us all, you know. So I had to do it with Dylan, and you're doing it with Sean now, and that's they're the challenges we all face. So, but yeah, I think to introduce them in and we're responsible for that too, because we take it for granted. Your birds will pick it up, you know.
The adult is the responsible one.
Yeah. So no, that's good. And we're going back now to unload a fridge.
Yeah.
So a little bit of news. We're doing a little bit of work with GameCooling.ie, Tom Brophy. Tom kindly contacted us and has asked to do a few bits of the podcast. So for years and years and years, we've been doing this kind of on our own, you know. But Tom is going to be doing a little bit of work with us in terms of we're going to hopefully have some special offers, maybe some raffle stuff. He's helped us kit out our game room. And we've just taken a beautiful little delivery of the new LU 9000. A new 900 or 9000, I can't remember. It's 900, I think. There.
So when he contacted us, obviously I did a bit of research on the fridges. Yeah, great reviews. The return rate, something silly like 0.1.
Yeah.
And then the running costs very low. But then I remember one of the lads from work, Oren, ringing me about this new fridge he's after getting. Atlantic fridge.
Yeah.
But sure, I wasn't paying any attention. And every time I meet him, he keeps on banging on about these fridges.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a proper look.
Yeah. Can't wait to get this thing in.
Can't wait.
It holds a couple of Sika or a couple of Red. And it's, as you said, I think it costs like less than 40 cents a day to run.
Yeah.
So it's very, very low running cost, efficient, and as bulletproof. All kinds of attachments. There's an attachment, you know, there's a built-in rail, obviously, and then you can. We've a book. We flick through some of the stuff. Of, you know, you can get trays for them. You can get racks, gambles, spreading bars. You know, there's loads and loads and loads. Mincers, vacuum packs.
We'll do it when we get it up and running. We'll do a little walkthrough right at the start, and then another review later on after using it.
Yeah. So just, we want to say huge thanks to Tom. He's one of us. This is what I like, because we've put a couple of people onto him now, and what they've all said was, he's kind of one of us. He knows the gig. He's not trying to sell you something that, do you know what I mean? That not fit your needs,
Yeah. Because what I liked about him when we met him was he's very much like he wants good for us and the hunters, and like he's positive. Where you meet other people and it's what they can get from.
Yeah.
He's not like that.
This is his kind of, he's a successful businessman in his own right on a different sphere. This is not his
sole business.
Yeah, so it's kind of, this is his pastime / hobby intertwined, and he's offering, obviously, like he's going to be making hopefully a few quid, but this is not his primary focus on this. Is to get these fridges into the Irish market and get, obviously with the deer numbers that are being shot now, this is a fantastic way for hunters like ourselves to get affordable cold rooms and fridges that are not going to break down.
Big cost at the start, and then running cost is very high on one of them. But what I like about him, he's big into deer shooting himself. So the reason he got involved with them is because this product works. So
so we're going to be doing a little bit more with him. So we're delighted with that, and huge thanks to him for approaching us, because as I say, as he said himself, he recognises the work we're trying to do. We're doing this kind of thing a long time now. We're off our own bat, and it costs a few bob, so we're hugely appreciative of his support. So stay tuned. That's enough. Over and out.